So today what we're going to talk about is how to get jobs without ever sending in a resume. So a little bit about me. My name is Sukh. I've been a full stack developer for the last 7, 8 years, but I've also been building businesses on the side. But when around COVID, I got laid off of I work in Toronto. So I got laid off of my job in Toronto, and I got another job and I got laid off there as well. It's just like, budget cuts or whatever that was happening. And so I hated the fact that I had to like send in resumes, then I have to, grind lead code or whatever other coding questions that I have to do. And then go through like the first interview, the second interview, the third interview, and then I get rejected and then I have to start all over again. Hated all of it. And I'm sure you guys do too. It's just a reality right now that like finding a job is hard. So what I did was I told myself that I never want to apply with a resume again. And I figured out a system for myself to be able to get jobs without having to apply. I ended up working at IBM, Apple, and Saks Fifth Avenue, a couple of the Fortune 500s, and I was able to save up quite a lot of money that way as well to then start my own startup afterwards. So that's kind of my background, and I've been at the exact spot that where you are right now. So I just want to be able to share some mental models that help me get out of that situation. So you can like just steal my tricks and do that, and like if I can save at least one of you not have to send a resume out and have save you like a couple of months of applying online, that would be I would love that. So myself, I've shipped 36 products in the last 8 years. I've also sold a company last year, and this is what I was talking about, which is I was freelancing after I got laid off twice, and I was able to save 200K within that year, and that's the money I use right now to pay myself as I build out my next company. So the strategy, before I tell you what the strategy is, I want to show you some proof that actually works. So this is a friend of mine. He's a career coach, and I sent him the system that I'm going to show it to you, and it was like, yeah, this actually does work. In fact, I hired someone that did something similar for me. This is my friend. He sent me this message after I shared the strategy with him. He actually got a job offer in his DMs on LinkedIn. So another sort of like proof point that what I'm going to show you actually does work. So you don't have to like believe me, believe these people. Okay. So hopefully with these two, you're convinced that this is worth listening to. Let's get into it. So the old way of applying online is this: you apply online, you find some sort of job portal or LinkedIn. Maybe you get an interview, maybe you get the first call. You grind lead code, and then you get hired. And then at the very bottom here, it says like show value. So this is when you start picking up work and like start actually delivering. But the show value happens like 2 to 3 months down the line because, well, first you need to like study, then you need to get interviewed, then they need to train you, and then you show value. What I'm going to share with you is, what if you could show value on day one? What if you could do that and not have to do this like apply, grind, and then getting hired and then showing value? What if you could do it at the start? And that's the whole basis for this strategy that I'm going to share with you. And this is my system. I've been using it. It's been useful for me. And so I'm gonna show that to you too. You show value first. That's the number one thing. I don't want to go through an interview process with you if at the end I find out that you weren't that good, right? It'd be so much better for me as an employer if I can see that you are a great worker and you would fit right in with our team. It's just such an easier way to do a job hiring that way. So here's a system, okay? Number one, I want you to come up with a small feature idea for an existing product that's out there and build that out, right? So small feature idea could be maybe for webflow.com, you build a recommendation system, right? You build out a small feature and then you for an existing product. So this something has to exist already. And what you do is you record a short video explaining what you did and why it's useful. Okay, so stay with me. So the first one is you take an existing product idea or like product that already exists, and you build a small feature for that. Then you explain in a short video why you built it and like why it's useful, what tech stack you did and all that kind of stuff you used. You take that video and then you send it to that company. So you find the product or engineering team at those companies and you send it to them directly. You can either email them or you can send them a LinkedIn message, right? And bonus, you also upload the same video to LinkedIn as well. Let me explain why this works. So once you do this, what you're doing is you're doing the work that you'd be doing if you were hired, but you're just doing it before getting hired. You're doing it right now. And what you're doing is you're explaining your process of like how you thought about it, what the requirements were. You're showing that you're a self-starter and that you have these skills to do the work. And then when you send it to the product team directly, these product teams sometimes have these features on their roadmap to build out. They just don't have the time. And so what you've done is you demonstrated that one, you can build. Number two is you can communicate. And number three is because you're sending it directly to the product team, they care about like it's literally on their roadmap. So what you've done is like you've actually given them some value upfront to being like, hey, I've thought about this. Like this is what I think this feature could look like. So take this if you want on your own, and whatever, implement it or whatever. So you're giving free value. And the last part is, if you send a message to product engineering team, maybe you're sending to one person or two people, maybe three people at max. But when you upload your video to LinkedIn, if you have 1,000 followers, you're sharing it with 1,000 followers plus their followers as well. So you could get like 2,000, 3,000 people looking at your work. And if you do repeat this process over and over again, you'll start building up a reputation for somebody that can build things really, really quickly, is a self-starter, and has all of the skills that are needed to have the full stack, front end, back end design, whatever job that you want to have. That reputation means everything, because if I'm seeing you hustle week on week doing building a feature idea, putting a video up, putting a feature idea, putting a video up, I'm almost like, man, this person is awesome. I don't have a job right now, but I know my friend John does have a job, and I'm just going to send this to them. And if they like it, they're going to send them a message, and then you get hired. That's how easy that is, because you're doing the work upfront. Everybody with me so far? I can't see the chat here, so Precious, would you mind being the voice of the folks in the chat here, and let me know if there's any questions?
Yeah, sure, I'll do that for you.
Perfect. Okay, we'll keep chugging along here. Anybody have any questions about this system here? Because we'll go down we'll talk about each point here.
I think IJ has a hard one. Yeah, train cell also. IJ, go first, then train cell second.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
You talked about small features idea. So how will I get the idea for an existing product, or how do I get it? How do I go about getting the idea for the existing product?
Okay, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. So we can just keep going, and we can maybe then have let me cover that part first, because that might be like the most confusing part about this whole thing. So here, exactly, how do I know what to pick to build? I actually have 3 different ways of doing it. So here's the thing I'll tell you as a product builder. Every product that you use is broken. Doesn't matter if it's Notion, doesn't matter if it's Slack, doesn't matter if it's Canva, doesn't matter if it's Webflow. Any of these products I use, I know there's a lot of people in the comments right now using, in the chat right now, using meeting recorders. There's like 7 products that we're seeing right now here, and those are all broken as well. When I say broken, it could be something as simple as like there's a small bug. It could be something as simple as, oh, it doesn't do this specific thing. Okay. And then it could be also be broken in the fact that like, oh, they implemented this feature, but like, it doesn't work that well. So all of these things, all of these three things that I mentioned are all like ideas for you to like, are all problems that you can like start picking up. So if you wanted to like specifically figure out how do I even like pick an idea, pick a product. So here's the three tips that I have. First, what you can do is go to a product. They typically have a roadmap or a feedback board. So for example, if I click on this thing, there's a tool that I use called Senja.io, and they literally on their website have a feedback section. So you can see like these are the things that people are requesting. So support is really bad. Hey, I can't add Instagram to social profiles testimonials. I can't download my my video testimonials. So like this, if you find a feedback board from some of these products, the work is already done for you. You can literally pick up any one of these feature requests and like build it out, right? The second thing that I have, sometimes products will also have a roadmap. So these are the things that are planned, or I guess like these are all the things that are done, but maybe there's so they don't have a fully built one. Sometimes they do, but you can see like what they are planning to build out this quarter. So it's all of these things that are planning, they're planning to build out or they've been completed. And even if something's already built, you're still fine to take up this feature request and like implement it, right? Because again, you're not trying to build a product here, you're trying to throw value. So pick up a feature idea and then just build it out. That's one way I have. The second way is, and this is my favorite one, is go to Reddit. But go to Reddit and I just put in like Webflow, good or bad, or like Webflow bugs or something like that. Let's do it. Let's see if I can like find a good one. Like Framer is an app, for example. So like Framer problems. Let's do that. See if I can come up with like, yeah, literally like a lot of problems with my Framer, right? So like this person goes into super detailed about what is the thing that's wrong with the product and like why it's not working for them. And so like Reddit is a great place to find these problems. People just would literally like this one. This is actually a great thread because um, people give a lot of like, okay, if you want to code your own site with the headless CMS, if you need fast. So this person is talking about how like Webflow CMS isn't that great. And so, amount of code blocking very minimal. Animations is not great. Marketing, creating impossible to create marketing pages. Yeah, so basically you would go through the SEO, implementing SEO in Webflow. This one I know personally. I actually created a company for like Webflow and SEO. So like that's not great. So you can actually literally just go through all of these different threads that you have on Webflow of people complaining about a product, and then use that to be like, okay, I'm gonna like build that small feature first. The last one is literally you. You use these products all day long. Pick something, the thing that you've been like telling yourself, oh man, if this product had this thing, that would be great. If Netflix had a social feed where like people could leave comments on shows, if that's what you thought about, build it out, right? I do this all the time where like I will think about like, oh man, I wish that product had that, and they just don't. So just go out and build that. So that's how I would find different ideas on what to build. Sorry. Okay, we're back. But yeah, that's how you find a broken product. And honestly, every product is broken. There's bugs you're gonna find in every product, and like there's people that are gonna be talking about, hey, I wish this was fixed, and they never get it fixed, and you can be the person that comes in and then builds it out for them. Now, here's what you want to do for each problem. So there, you can go through any and all of these bullet points and get a list of like problems. But then what I want you to do is create a table for each problem. Write down what is a problem, who is the problem for, how will the customer benefit if you solve this problem, And then what metrics will mean success. So for example, if we built a better CMS feature for Webflow, and if Webflow was to, integrate it, what how would that impact the customer? Like, would they be able to create better blogs? Would they be able to create a blog faster? So you want to like actually write that out, what the impact will look like. And yeah, what is the expected impact? Would this make more money for Webflow? Would this help them reduce their support time because people are able to like do stuff on their own and they don't have like contact Webflow support? Like, so what is going to be the impact for each of these problems if it was solved? That's what you want to put out. And then once you have this, I would pick the top one, the top problem that has the most benefit, that you can like show success for that pretty easily. And like maybe it's a big problem that everybody's been talking about on Reddit, or like your friends keep talking about it, and you like the impact, the ROI, the return on investment of like building this feature out is huge. I would prioritize all of the problems that way and then take the top one. Now, you have a problem. What the next step is, you have to brainstorm solutions. Okay, so what I would just literally sit down and figure out different ways of solving this problem. Continuing with this Webflow CMS feature thing, it's important to understand that not every solution has to be a technical solution. It doesn't have to be, we'll build this backend, we'll build this like front end, we'll build this database, whatever. It can actually be something as simple as, hey, let's write a help guide or help doc, because a lot of people just don't understand where the buttons are, and that is a solution, and that's a cheaper solution than building out the full app, whatever like the technical solution for it. Maybe another solution is a community, right? Maybe people are they are able to create a blog with Webflow, but they don't know what to write. So the problem isn't something that like the software can solve, but maybe them meeting up with other people that are also creating blog posts. That way they can like find ideas. So not every solution for this problem has to be technical. It can be. So what I would recommend then is coming up with these different variations of solutions: technical, non-technical, community-based, guides. Think through the whole, like all different ways of like solving this problem. Maybe they have a specific person on the team that helps these people one-on-one. It could be an answer, it couldn't be, but you want to like actually, you want to come up with these solutions in a list, and then for each solution, write down what the proposed solution is, how big this problem is, and if this problem was solved with a solution. The dependencies, this is what I mean when dependencies is like, what tech stack do you need? Right? What are the dependencies? How much is it going to cost? Then the effort versus cost. So when I said let's have a community could be on Discord. It doesn't cost us anything. But if we say, hey, we should hire an external person that like works with these people one-on-one, there is a cost associated with that. So you want to make sure that you write that down. And the last one is KPIs, which is key performance indicators. How do we know that this solution is working? The reason why you want to like actually work through all of these things is because this is actually where you show the value. This, like, if you think through this properly, the engineering team, the product team are like, oh man, this person really understands how to build a product, and not just how to like put together code, or how to use vibe coding to like write code. And that's another discussion, by the way, which is AI coding tools are making coding a lot easier. So part of the value that you bring into the team, part of the thing that they're paying you for, and not just paying for a Claude code, is that you can think through all these things that an LLM can't think through, right? So this is very, very important that you actually go through each of these bullet points and like do this for each solution, because that's going to be part of the story that you tell in the video. And this is going to give you a lot of brownie points when the product manager on the other side is watching this video. They want to know that you've done your homework, and this is the way you show it, right? So again, you put together tables for each solution that you came up with, and you pick the top one, and then you start working on that. Step 3, And this is something that I think you guys are all already geniuses at, which is implementing. Okay, so you have a problem, you have a solution, and now we have to implement the solution. Because you already know your developers tech focus, you already have a stack that you're comfortable with. So just like I would actually just pick the stack that you're comfortable with. If you don't have a stack, the stack at the bottom that I listed is the #1 stack that every single new project right now being built is using. If you know this stack, it doesn't matter what the team is using because you can always adapt to the team afterwards, right? But this is like the stack that's in most demand right now, and it has been for the last like 5-6 years as well. Next.js for both backend and front end, Vercel for hosting, Postgres from database, TypeScript, and then Vercel AI SDK for any of the AI features. So if you have a stack already, stick with that. If you don't have a stack, I would recommend this one. I've done this myself. This is a stack that I use, and like anybody that I hire, I would want them to have this stack as well. And then basically, your job right now is implementing, and so this is where you do your magic. Go to YouTube, figure out like what are different ways of like using Next.js, what are the different ways of using the Vercel AI SDK, and then implement the solution. The solution doesn't have to be super detailed. It has to be an answer to a very narrow problem. So in our case, we were talking about Webflow CMS and how to implement that. Just a place where I can like add a blog post and then delete a blog post, and then I see my write in my blog post and then like see it rendered out. Like that's all that is required here. It doesn't need to be that, oh, okay, like Webflow is a massive project. Like how am I gonna make it to the same quality? You don't have to. It has to be a very small slice of the whole product. One trick that I'll tell you is always use the company's brand colors, fonts, design system, whatever they're using. It makes a massive difference when you have the same sort of like feature in stock, like if you're using StatCN, whatever, like you can use that. But if you make it look like the product that you're fixing the problem for, it would do you so good. It would look like it belongs in the product as well, and people will have much easier time recognizing how good the solution that you built is if you use the design of the company. Okay. So at this point, hopefully it will take a long time. So the step 3 will be probably the thing that takes you the longest amount of time. But after you've done that, what you have to do is then send it to the product manager. And I'll show you a trick for this now. So the first thing that you want to do actually is record a video. So record a video with you talking. It should be a 3-minute video of you talking through like basically these things, like the problems that you considered, and then how did you evaluate all the solutions, and then how did you again implement it, right? What stack did you use, and all that kind of stuff. So when you do have that 3-minute video, you want to find the product manager of that team. So let me show you how you would find that. So if you go on LinkedIn here, let's say I was building something for like Framer. So Framer is a Webflow type company. So Framer, and then I'll go to people here. And I wish they would make this feature a little bit more prominent, but they don't. But if you scroll to the right side here, you'll see like what they do. And what we want to find is somebody who's in product. So product management here. You can either do product management or you can do engineering. So typically if you can, always start off with a product manager, but if you can't find it, then go to engineering. But product manager here. And what this is going to give you is all of the product managers that work at Framer. You can do this for like any company that's on LinkedIn, and most companies should be on LinkedIn anyways. So you can see Eduardo, Omar, all these folks kind of like work here. And so I'm going to show you like, so let's say we picked Hunter. So we want to like pitch to Hunter. We want to send this video to Hunter. Great. I'm going to copy this name, and I'm going to go to hunter.io, and I'm going to go to Finder here, and I'm going to find email by name. So I'm going to put in Hunter Karen's name, and obviously it's going to be at framer.com. And what this is going to do is give me his direct email. Okay. And I find this to be pretty accurate. Sometimes it might not be accurate, and all you do is just, you find another person, you find another person. You run out of these people, go to the engineering team and like send those people a message, right? The idea is find at least one email, because you're gonna send them the video with the email in there, uh, email with the video in there. And so we found the email, and this is how I want you to send the email, or like this is what you should write in there. Hey there, I'm I'm a software engineer from whatever. I use your tool, and I saw there's a lot of people complaining about XYZ. So I decided to create a quick solution, and here's a link to the video. We'd love to chat and see if there's a way to add more value to your team. So the reason why this is much better than what you're used to is I'm not asking for a job here. I am almost saying that, hey, I actually have the skills to help your team out. Here's here's something I built. Take a look at this, see if you find value. If you like this, let's get chatting, because I think I can do more for you. So I would recommend screenshot this right now, copy paste this, whatever. But this is what I would send in that email to the person, from the email that I found from hunter.io. I'll give it a minute before moving in, just so you can take a screenshot. I think on a Mac you can do Control-Shift-4. You can do something similar on Windows as well. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next one now. All right, so we've actually covered I think the strategy that you need. So let's go back to the strategy. So it is come up with the small feature ideas, record a short video, send it to the product manager, right? And then just keep doing this every week. That's all you need to do. You'll get to a point where whoever you send the video to, you'll be so good at it, and you'll have so much portfolio projects built out that every single time that you send the video out from the last N+1 video that you send out, is going to have a lot more impact. So just you're going to have, the reason for that is you're going to have code that you can continue using for your next project, right? Like a template that you built up. 2 is you're just wired in the right way where you know what you're doing. So all you need to do is execute, and you can execute really, really fast that way. Number 3 is use the right mental framework for picking up the right problems and then coming up with the right solutions, right? You already have done enough practice in your head, and all you need to do is execute. And if you do this week over week, I have no issue saying that it's almost like a guarantee that you'll find a job. And then the last one, let's say 1 to 3 doesn't work. Number 4 will actually increase your visibility by 100x. So let's go to the bonus one. So make a LinkedIn post, because you've done already the hard work. You've done the hard work of problem, solution, implementing, and then sending the video out, because you already have a video recorded. Make this LinkedIn post. So I'm going to read it out to you. This is how your LinkedIn post will go. I spent the weekend building XYZ. I saw that this product had a lot of issues and people were complaining about it on Reddit, so I decided to create a solution. And you describe the solution you created, you describe how you built it, and then you do dash, 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 and then you write at the bottom, hey, I'm XYZ, I'm an engineer from whatever location, I'm looking to help engineering teams build a great product. I have an opportunity, leave a reply here or DM me. And then this is crucial, you link to the video here, right? The reason why I say video over and over again is because companies hire because they like your personality and that you have the skill. If you don't have the video, it's very hard to understand how this person is, if this person is going to be a culture fit or not. So you're basically giving the company all of the information that you would give out in 3 rounds in just 3 minutes by just doing this video. So I would highly recommend doing a screen share of the solution or the thing that you build, and then having your photo in there as well, like you talking. That's going to be the most impactful. I don't just say these things randomly. I bring in proof. So this is Arthur. He's been doing the same thing. So he was working on a bunch of different things. He started working on CI/CD and AWS and Docker, and started posting about it. And he found a job. So these things work. And this is the way I found myself, like I've found jobs as well. Oh, one more thing is, so if you find that LinkedIn is a really great place to get opportunities if you keep showing up over and over again. But what you have to do is keep showing up. And so if LinkedIn is not your thing and you want to build a personal brand, that's like a product that I'm building right now, and it's called Engyne AI. So if you go Engyne AI, it literally helps you create LinkedIn posts, authentic LinkedIn posts. So you can just go there and like sign up, and like this will make it a little bit easier for you to create those to show up on LinkedIn every day. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up, and we'll do Q&A afterwards. So the new way to get work is not by sending out resumes and then sitting back and then seeing if you get the job and then start doing work. It's to start doing work at the start, with a feature idea that you built for an existing product or like something somewhere that you want to work at. Record a short video and send it to the people that are working at those companies. And then if you want to expand your reach, upload the same video to LinkedIn as well. Yeah, that's everything I have today for you guys. I'll post the link. So I believe in LinkedIn so much that I've spent the last 6 months. So I have 4,300 followers. When I started 6 months ago, I had like 1,500 followers. So I really believe in the power of LinkedIn and showing value first as a way to get new opportunities coming to you. So feel free to send me a message on LinkedIn. I'm always happy to chat about this stuff. I also wrote a super detailed guide on Notion. I'll show you the guide as well. So I wrote a full guide to help you guys like with each of these solutions and like going a little bit more in depth as well. And I'll send you, like, you can just grab it. This is a link here. I'll put it in the chat right now. But I'm going to stop sharing. Oh, yeah. So for me, for link for if you want to find me, just Sukhpal Saini. That's who I am. Just send me a message there, and I'm more than happy to respond there. So I'm gonna I think, yeah, that's everything I have. Yeah, any questions? And I'll open up. How do I do this?
All right.
Yeah.
So hi guys, thank you so much, Suk, for this amazing session. Like, this is a very valuable session. Thank you so much. So guys, let's drop a reaction for him. If you really enjoyed the session, let's drop a reaction. Let's drop some reactions. Thank you,
Yeah,
Trincel. Thank you, Apache.
what I would
Yeah,
really love
thank you.
is like if there was like one thing that was that you found useful, I would love to know what that is. And if you can drop that in the chat, that would help me immensely.
Yeah. So guys, yeah. So tell us, tell us what you in the chats. You can also request for mic by raising your hand if you have like a comment. But then tell us in the chat one thing that you're taking out from this session. Just one thing, something that you are taking out from this session. So David has a question. Trincel has a
Yeah,
question.
go for it. Go for it.
So while we are at the questions, guys, everyone on the call, please, I want you to go to the chat and type out one important thing that you're taking out from this session more. What stood out for you? So please, everyone who wants to see it in the chat. All right. So David first, Trincel second, just the way it appears on my screen. David, over to you.
All right. Good day, everyone. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to the speaker. I really enjoyed the session and it was very impactful. So thank you very much. And okay, my question is okay, it's not really a question, but I wanted to ask, how would we get access to these slides? Because I would like to go over it again to, get the most knowledge out of it.
Yeah, that's a question for Precious. Precious, I can like send you the slides and you can like pass that along. You'll also have the video that we're recording, and that's the reason why we wanted to record in the first place as well. So you'll have the video.
Yeah. So once you send me the slide through the email, I'm going to share it with everyone here. So make sure you join Discord. If you're not on Discord, make sure you join Discord so you'll be able to get the slide on Discord. So yeah, I'll be sharing it there. Okay. So thank you very much, David. If that is all, we can move over to Trincel.
Well, my question is more, I know you mentioned a lot of like building out everything and then posting it once you send it to the product manager posting it on your LinkedIn? Are there other platforms besides LinkedIn? Like, if for me, having a Facebook business page as an example,
Yeah.
would you recommend posting there as well to draw in clients?
You can, yeah. Anywhere you feel like your clients would be, right? I choose LinkedIn because one, that's my preferred platform. Number two is a lot of businesses like tech founders. So if you're looking for a tech job, like that's where they would be. But if you feel that a lot of those people that you want to get a job from are on Facebook, then do that. If you want to do this on Instagram, whatever is easiest for you, I would do that. And number two is the other thing is like you don't you're the hard thing that you've already done, which is like creating the video. And so it's just a matter of like where you want to like spread that around, and whatever you want, whatever platform you want to spread it around, it's fine. I just personally like LinkedIn.